One morning, Grandma called the family together. Her voice, usually soft and measured, carried a hint of urgency, yet it was calm. Everyone gathered in the cozy living room, sunlight streaming through the window, illuminating her kind, weathered face. She sat in her favorite chair, hands clasped on her lap. As if she was holding onto a secret she was ready to share. "I had a dream last night," she began, her voice steady but with a quiet depth that made everyone lean in closer. "I saw myself walking through a field of flowers. It was so vivid, so real. The flowers stretched as far as the eye could see. Every color imaginable, bright yellows, deep purples, soft whites. The sunlight danced across the petals and the breeze carried their sweet scent. It felt like the most beautiful place I'd ever been." Her eyes sparkled as she spoke, her gaze distant as if she were still there, walking among the flowers. She paused, letting her words sink in, and then continued. "But it wasn't just the beauty of the place. It was the feeling. I can't quite describe it. Peace, calm, like I was exactly where I was meant to be." The room fell silent as the family absorbed her words. Her granddaughter, sitting on the floor near her feet, looked up and asked softly, "Were you happy, Grandma?" Grandma's face broke into a gentle smile. "Oh, I was more than happy. I was at peace. It felt as though all my worries, all my pain had melted away. It was as if I had been given a glimpse of something truly wonderful." The family exchanged glances, sensing that this dream carried a deeper meaning. Grandma leaned forward slightly, her eyes meeting theirs one by one. "I don't know what it means," she admitted, her voice quieter now. "But I think it's a sign. Maybe it's a reminder that there's something beautiful waiting for us. Something we don't need to fear." Her words lingered in the air, filling the room with both wonder and reflection. Though none of them said it out loud, they all felt it, a sense of reverence for the mystery of life, and perhaps what comes after. In her dream, she found herself walking through a vast field of flowers. The colors were vivid and radiant, with every shade imaginable, yellows, purples, reds, and whites blending harmoniously. Each flower seemed to glow softly in the sunlight, their delicate petals swaying gently in the breeze. Above her, the sky stretched wide and clear, a flawless blue that seemed to go on forever. The sunlight wasn't harsh or overwhelming. Instead, it bathed everything in a warm, golden light that made the entire scene feel almost ethereal. It was as though time itself had slowed, allowing her to savor every moment, every detail of the beauty around her. With each step she took, she felt an overwhelming sense of peace. The ground beneath her feet was soft, the path ahead inviting and endless. She could hear the gentle rustling of the flowers and the distant melody of birdsong, a natural harmony that filled her heart with tranquility. Her movements were slow and deliberate, as if she wanted to absorb the serenity of this place fully. Each step seemed to carry her further away from worries, pain, or fear. The air was crisp and pure, carrying a faint, sweet fragrance from the flowers that surrounded her. It wasn't just the physical beauty of the field that struck her. It was the feeling, the unshakable sense of calm and contentment that wrapped around her like a soft embrace. It was a peace unlike anything she had ever known, as though this place wasn't just a dream, but a glimpse of something greater, something beyond the ordinary world. As she walked, she didn't feel rushed or anxious. Instead, she felt perfectly in tune with the world around her, as though she belonged to this field, to this moment. There was no need for words, no need for questions. Everything felt exactly as it should be, perfect, peaceful, and eternal. As the family gathered around her in the cozy living room, Grandma looked at each of them with a soft smile. She took a deep breath, her voice calm and steady as she spoke. "I think I might be going to a very beautiful place," she said. Her words lingered in the air, carried by the warm glow of the fireplace. The family sitting close together exchanged quiet glances. They listened intently, their faces showing a mix of curiosity and quiet reassurance. No one spoke immediately, not wanting to interrupt the gentle, almost sacred moment. The youngest of the family, a little girl sitting by Grandma's feet, looked up and asked, "What do you mean, Grandma?" A beautiful place? Grandma chuckled softly, her eyes reflecting a sense of peace. It's hard to explain, she said, but I feel it in my heart. It's not something to fear, it's something I've come to accept. In my dream there was so much light, so much beauty. It felt like a place I was meant to go. Her voice was steady, almost serene, as if she were describing a journey she had long prepared for. The family members leaned in closer, some placing their hands gently on her arm or shoulder. The warmth of their presence filled the room, yet there was an unspoken hesitation. They didn't fully understand her words, but felt the weight of them nonetheless. No one wanted to think of this as a farewell. Grandma didn't seem sad or worried. Instead, there was a quiet confidence in her tone, as though she had seen something far beyond what any of them could imagine. Her eldest son, sitting across from her, finally spoke. "Mom, you're not going anywhere yet. You're still here with us?" His words were firm but carried an undertone of hope. Hope that this moment wasn't what it seemed. Grandma simply smiled at him, her eyes filled with love. "I know, dear. And I'm happy to be here with you all now. But if the time comes, don't be afraid. It's not goodbye, it's just the next part of the journey." The family fell into a quiet reflection, absorbing her words. No one truly wanted to say it out loud, but deep down, they felt it. This might be her way of gently preparing them for something they couldn't yet face. The atmosphere in the room shifted, not with fear, but with a profound sense of connection. Grandma's words, spoken so simply, carried a deep wisdom that stayed with them, lingering long after the conversation had ended. Exactly 1 week after sharing her dream, Grandma passed away peacefully in her sleep. It was early in the morning when the family discovered her, lying on her bed with a calm expression, as though she were still immersed in the serenity of the dream she had described. The room was quiet, filled only with the soft light of dawn filtering through the curtains. Her face held a faint smile, a reflection of the peace she had spoken about just days earlier. It was as if she had stepped into the very field of flowers she had seen in her dream, walking toward the beautiful place she had described. The family gathered around her, their grief tempered by the profound sense of calm that filled the room. There was no struggle, no pain, only the quiet dignity of a life gently transitioning. Her presence lingered in the air, not as a void, but as a gentle reminder of the love and wisdom she had shared with them. "She looked so peaceful," one family member whispered, breaking the silence. Another nodded, wiping away quiet tears. "It's like she was ready," they said. "She told us not to be afraid, and now—" I think she wasn't afraid either. As they sat together, memories of her dream came flooding back. The field of flowers, the sense of light and tranquility, and her words about going to a beautiful place, all seemed to carry a new weight. It was no longer just a dream, but a message, a way of preparing them for this moment, of letting them know that she had found peace. The youngest grandchild, too young to fully grasp the gravity of the moment, spoke up with innocent curiosity. "Do you think she's in her field of flowers now?" The question, simple yet profound, brought a small, bittersweet smile to everyone's faces. "Yes," someone replied softly. "I think she is." In the days that followed, the family found themselves reflecting on her dream more and more. It became a source of comfort, a reminder that love and connection persist beyond the boundaries of life and death. Her departure, though painful, felt like part of a larger, beautiful story, a story she had gently shared with them in her final days. And so, while the house felt quieter without her presence, it wasn't filled with despair. Instead, it was filled with a quiet reverence for the life she had lived and the peace she had embraced in the end. Her dream had not only prepared her for her journey, but had also left the family with a lasting sense of hope and serenity. Spiritual experts have long believed that before someone passes away, their soul often sends signals to prepare for the transition to another realm. This journey is not merely the end of a life, but a passage to a place of peace and serenity. During this process, the soul seems to reach out to loved ones left behind, offering comfort, reassurance, and emotional readiness for the inevitable separation. Dreams are often seen as an important channel for this connection between the soul and the living world. In these dreams, the person nearing the end of their life might see calming and symbolic images, such as a vibrant field of flowers, a path leading to light, or a reunion with loved ones who have already passed on. These visions not only carry deep symbolic meaning, but also reflect the sense of peace that the soul is experiencing. For family members, such dreams can serve as a way of understanding that the person is ready. It is a gentle message that they need not worry or grieve excessively, as the soul has prepared itself and embraced the journey with serenity. These dreams also bring hope and comfort, helping loved ones see the transition, not just as a loss but as a passage to something better. Spiritual experts believe this is no coincidence. Every step of the preparation serves a purpose, and the soul's communication through dreams is a way of creating connection, reminding us that love and bonds never truly fade, even when two worlds seem separate. In the stillness of such moments, these dreams become a final gift carrying peace and love. They allow the departing soul to leave the earthly realm gracefully and help those left behind to continue living with a sense of acceptance and tranquility. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our story. If it resonated with you or brought you comfort, we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced a moment like this or have a story of your own to share? Your voice matters, and we'd be honored to read your insights. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to help us continue creating meaningful content that connects us all. Your support inspires us to share more heartfelt stories and reflections. Thank you, and we hope to see you